Tottenham Hotspur are pressing ahead with their plans to sign Chelsea midfielder Conor Gallagher in the January transfer window, according to a report from The Independent. Spurs have been very active in the winter market, having secured the signing of Timo Werner on loan from RB Leipzig. Additionally, they have reached an agreement to recruit Radu Dragusin. After securing two of the top three targets, Ange Postecoglou's next target is to sign Gallagher. Miguel Delaney has now claimed Spurs want to sign a midfielder in the gap between Sunday's trip to Manchester United and their FA Cup fourth-round tie against Manchester City. He added that Chelsea are willing to do business at the right price, meaning Spurs would need to pay around £50 million to secure his services. Even though Spurs made a tempting offer, Chelsea could reject the offer because Pochettino is reluctant to let him go amidst an inconsistent period at the club. Gallagher is enjoying his best phase as a midfielder at Chelsea, and he has been given greater responsibility. In the absence of Reece James and Ben Chilwell, he became team captain. It seems Postecoglou wants someone in the midfield position who can bring dynamism and energy. Gallagher is a box-to-box midfielder who runs tirelessly. He can play as a central midfielder and can alternate with James Maddison if necessary. Chelsea have been linked with a move for Argentina international striker Paulo Dybala. The 30-year-old striker has been linked with a move away from Roma this month, and Chelsea are reportedly in constant communication to sign the player as per Tutto Mercato Web. There is a clause in the striker's contract that allows him to leave on the cheap, and it remains to be seen whether Chelsea can complete the deal. Dybala is more than just a goal scorer, and he will also help creatively. He is able to operate as a centre forward as well as number 10. He is also flexible enough to be deployed in wide areas. The 30-year-old has proven his worth in Italian football over the years, and he may be tempted to try a new challenge now. Moving to the Premier League could be an interesting opportunity for him. Chelsea is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and they could offer him a lucrative contract. The Blues have struggled to compete at the top of the table since last season, and they will look again to challenge for major silverware. They need quality players to bounce back strongly, and bringing in a top-class striker would be a wise decision. It will be interesting to see if the Blues can complete a deal before the January transfer window closes. They are currently in mid-table position, and they hope to advance to European qualification. They are unlikely to be able to do so without reinforcements right in January. Chelsea have added Brighton striker Ferguson to their shopping list. After signing Moises Caicedo for a record fee in the summer, Chelsea are now targeting the Brighton forward. According to The Standard, they are long-term admirers of Brighton teenager Evan Ferguson. This Irish striker is only 19 years old, but has already shown that he can become a Premier League star. Brighton have no desire to sell and have put a price tag of more than £100 million on his head. Expired Chelsea player contracts. Keep or let go. 2024 was a challenging summer for Chelsea before the Blues cut ties with almost all senior players as their contracts expired. The departures of Mason Mount, Mateo Kovacic, Christian Pulisic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Cesare Azpilicueta have raised huge sums of money and reduced the burden of contract talks over the next 12 months. However, there are still three complex decisions that need to be made heading into this summer. The only risk of being left out in Mauricio Pochettino's senior squad is 39-year-old centre-back Thiago Silva, who is in this situation purely because of his age. In a squad so short of experience, Silva's insight is vital, and there are clear reasons to keep him. But Father Time waits for no one, and there are glimpses that the Brazilian is no longer the defender he once was. He has been a loyal and outstanding player for the club since his arrival in 2020. But with so many exciting young centre-backs under his belt, it is time for Chelsea to say goodbye this summer. Cesare is challenged to turn his talent into reality with regular championship football. The Italian player has made 21 appearances in the second tier this season, with 7 appearances as a starter and 14 appearances from the bench. With more starts, Cesare can maximise his talents and is on track to achieve that. This was revealed by former Leicester Academy graduate Ian Barraclough. He spoke on the BBC's When You're Smiling podcast about the Chelsea loan player. Consistency of playing time is very important. Everyone wants to start games, of course you do. But Cesare has to bide his time to come off the bench and get 10, 15, 20 minutes here and there. There was a strange start, and when the start comes, there is a different pressure on you to perform. He had to deal with it. And you always ask young players to deal with it because you want to take them to a better team. The squad inside that will make them feel most comfortable. He's handled it well, so from a mental perspective it's not a problem, and now hopefully his performances will start to be more consistent and the manager has more confidence in him. When you scout, you try and find young players who you know have good talent, but could they go to a club that might play at a slightly higher level? He played under-21 football at Chelsea. He was brought to a championship club who were expected to be at the top of the championship, and that brought its own pressure. The kid has talent. There is no doubt about it. It is whether he can harness that talent and turn it into reality when he plays regular football at championship level. He did that, and he is on his way to doing that. Victor Osimhen has hit out at teammate Kvicha Kvaratskhelia agent after linking him with a move to the Saudi Pro League. The Napoli striker has an uncertain future at the club, despite signing a new contract with a new release clause, and the club will have to spend €130 million to sign the centre forward. The Blues are thought to have great interest because they want to get a productive striker and are ready to sign the 24-year-old player in the next summer transfer window. The Nigerian striker continued his productive form for Napoli by recording 7 goals in 13 Serie A matches. But in an unusual incident, Osimhen lashed out at Kvaratskhelia agent, rebuking him for linking him to Saudi clubs, and said, as quoted by Fabrizio Romano, "Dear Mamuka Jugeli, you are a dirty and shameful piece. I am ashamed of your common sense. You stupid. Keep my name out of your mouth." It is clear that a player like Osimhen will get a lot of involvement. Therefore, it is not a good procedure to get involvement from a top striker. Additionally, you are exploiting a well-known name for your purposes. Players will eventually lose their cool and criticize the person carrying out the malicious activity. He knows he has been linked with several clubs next summer, and Chelsea are among those desperate to sign the prolific striker, and Osimhen is one of their priority targets. However, he has signed a new contract, and now the Blues must activate his release clause if they want to sign him in the summer.